Hi, welcome to Chicago Reacts. I'm Dana.
I'm Charlie.
And today we are going to be watching World War I Oversimplified, Part 1. This was suggested by Dizzy Chai, so thank you. We love getting recommendations.
Thanks, Dizzy.
Thank you, Dizzy. If you want to show us what to watch, put it in the comments.
Please. Please, please, please. Thank you. All right.
Also, be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see any more of our content.
Absolutely. Yeah. Please.
Those are the main instructions for now.
The world of 1914, a time of modern technology, culture, and fashion. Truly the height of civilization. Let's have a war. Everyone knew a big war was coming. France wanted some stuff back that Germany had taken from it. Germany wanted to take more of everyone's stuff, and they were building a big sexy navy that was making the British uncomfortable. These two empires thought they were really cool, but lots of different people who lived there didn't think it was so cool. And some of them had even been declaring independence with help from Russia. Everyone was talking about each other behind each other's backs, throwing the fact that military technology had come a long way since the last major war, and suddenly everyone was pretty eager to beat each other up. In this area of Austria-Hungary live some Serbs and Bosnians who hated living in Austria-Hungary. So the Austro-Hungarian Archduke Franz Ferdinand goes there for a nice drive in an open-top car with his car's route published in advance. And that went just about as well as you'd expect.
Yeah.
Some assassins were waiting for him along the way and threw bombs at his car, but they missed and blew up some officers behind him instead. So the Archduke goes into hiding, leaves Sarajevo, and the whole war never happens. Except no, the Archduke doesn't leave, but instead goes back out in the open-top car to visit the injured officers in hospital. The driver takes a wrong turn and by sheer coincidence gets stuck beside one of the failed assassins.
What?
Who shoots him. Austria-Hungary is understandably pissed about all this, and they think the Serbian government had something to do with it, which they might have. So they go to their ally Germany and say, hey Germany, we're going to declare war on Serbia, and Germany is all for that. So Austria-Hungary send a big list of impossible demands to Serbia, and when Serbia refuses, they declare war. Austria-Hungary and Germany are friends, and Serbia is protected by Russia, who's friends with France, so they all declare war on each other. Montenegro joins in too. France and Britain also have a kind of alliance, so when France says, hey Britain, you got my back? Britain is like, maybe. And then they decide to stay out of it, which is great for Germany, because Germany has a plan. They know that Russia is so big and clumsy that it will take them a while to get ready for war. So with this guy in charge, Germany will send all its troops into France at lightning speed while Russia's getting ready, defeat France, then move all the troops to Russia and defeat Russia, and then we all speak German and eat Pfefferpottast every day. Just one problem.
I'd try it.
France has loads of forts and defenses along its German border, and Germany can't waste any time fighting them, so Germany decides to go around them, through Belgium.
Belgium.
Belgium is neutral, but Germany wants to march 750,000 troops through it to get around France's defenses. They're hoping Belgium will just kind of sit down and shut up, but they don't. They fight back.
Little Belgium.
And they're pretty good too, so they slow the Germans down. What's worse is that Britain shows up, and they're pretty pissed that Germany's invading neutral countries. So now Britain declares war on Germany.
What can you do?
So Germany push on through Belgium and commit some atrocities along the way. They also wear spikes and sometimes skulls on their uniform. So if you're trying to not look like the bad guys, good job. The Allies have a propaganda extravaganza, and this starts having an influence around the world, notably in America. The US President Woodrow Wilson sees himself as a bit of a Jesus figure, and spends most of the war trying to get everyone to just hug it out. But there's also a large population of ethnic Germans living in the United States, and when the war first broke out, they were like, yay Germany. But now that they're committing atrocities in Belgium, they're less enthusiastic. Let's play Spot the French Soldier.
Switch.
Kind of how it feels to be in America.
Easy, right? He's wearing a bright blue uniform with red trousers. And do you know who else spotted him easily too? The Germans.
Hiding.
So when the French were slowly marching in columns through the countryside, the Germans easily tore them to shreds with their giant guns. All the nations involved in this war went in with an old school war mentality, and all of them had to update their uniforms and tactics a lot during the Great War. Because this war was going to be like nothing anyone had ever seen before.
Too visible.
Russia's ready for war,
like the lobster
way
background.
earlier than expected. Hey Austria-Hungary, can you get on top of that? Oh yeah, sure, we've got this. Nope. So Germany has to send some troops back to the east to defend against the Russians. The chief of staff of the Austro-Hungarian army is this guy, and although he is handsome, he turns out not to be the best military strategist. Austria-Hungary constantly ignores Germany's advice.
That's how John Oliver delivers news.
Austria-Hungary
please.
even gets its ass kicked by tiny Serbia, who repels all their invasion attempts at the start of the war. It's better news for Germany in the north, though, where they almost completely wipe out the Russian Second Army. Back on the Western Front, the Germans continue advancing and are in sight of Paris. At this point, anyone would be forgiven for thinking the Germans were going to get that quick victory after all. But then things start to go wrong. The French commander-in-chief knew something had to be done, and he ordered his armies to stop retreating. In the resulting battle, a gap opened up in the German lines. If a gap opens up, the enemy can use it to flank you from the side and behind, so the German armies have to retreat. The Allies launch a counterattack, so the Germans dig into defensive positions. The Allies do the same. Then both sides move north, trying to outflank each other along the way.
Trench
But
warfare.
the rest of the
Belgium.
sea,
Yeah,
they're
trench
in a
warfare is
stalemate,
terrible.
with trench
Eek.
systems running the whole
Yep.
way from the coast to Switzerland, the beginning of trench warfare on the Western Front. Here's how trench warfare
It's
works.
like a key, that
Two
shape.
opposing lines of trenches with no man's land in between. One side would pummel the other with hundreds of thousands of artillery shells, sometimes for days
set
at
up
a
the barbed
time.
wire?
This had a huge psychological effect on the soldiers, leaving
Excellent
many
question.
shell-shocked. Then, the attacking troops would leave their trenches
Probably
and rush
would've dug it
across no
first.
man's land. A muddy, wet
Yeah.
mass of shell craters and barbed wire. The
Yeah.
defending trench would unleash machine gun fire on the attackers, inflicting thousands of casualties.
Jesus.
The attackers would send wave after wave until
Even
either
just
they gave
dots,
up
this is
or the
rough.
opposing trench was finally overrun.
Oh my
There would
god.
be months of fighting and the deaths of thousands in order to gain a few meters or kilometers of land.
Yep, it moved. Yep.
Living in the trenches was hard work too. Corpses, mud that could swallow you whole, pools of poisonous water, rats, disease, the smell. It's insane
Trench
that
foot.
millions of soldiers put up with these conditions, and commanders ordered them to do so for years.
War.
Honestly, I really appreciate videos like this. Not just because short attention spans are common nowadays, but because I feel like weirdly big chunks were skipped in my education.
Oh sure.
My geography knowledge is abysmal, and so I really like having someone really break it down with a map, let me know what's going on, because
I certainly learn visually in that
yes,
way.
lots of nuances that I appreciate.
There's a lot of little things throughout history that I wish they would have gotten more into. It was very broad strokes, you know, like a semester class or even a year-long class would be nothing but Western civilization or something like that. You wouldn't get a lot of European stuff. in
Yeah,
there.
well, and I can't believe
stuff.
that I had heard that Franz Ferdinand, it's Franz Ferdinand, right?
Yeah.
I had heard that he had gone out in his car the first time and, you know, not been assassinated, then gone out again and been assassinated. I did not know that it was because of a wrong turn.
Neither did I. That was so funny.
That
Oh
is
my God,
bananas.
That's terrible.
That means
I hate
like
that.
fate was out for that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And that other guy. It's a lot
I
of people.
heard. I don't know if I'm. Tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I heard somewhere there was like this umbrella gun. I don't know if it was used here.
Yeah, it's a mafia thing.
Was it?
Yeah, because I went to a museum once. They had
Oh.
like the Unabomber's cabin and a gun like that was an umbrella.
Oh, I thought it was used in this assassination.
Oh, I have not heard that, but that doesn't mean
That
it
was
didn't
my
happen.
point. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. Help me out.
But such a gun did exist. It wasn't just the property of the Penguin.
Batman Returns.
Yeah, I am eager to watch part 2. I'm not gonna lie, they've
Oh
got
my
me
god!
hooked.
Yeah, absolutely. Please. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to our other videos. If you want us to react to something, write it to us in the comments below.
We are going to watch part 2 imminently.
Absolutely.
So we'll see you soon.
See you soon.